Good morning. It's about 6:15 today, and it's about the 16th of November. I believe I haven't spoken to anybody in about 12 days since I dropped down into the 250s. So I would love to have this great progress report for you today. I remember I have a list next to me with a whole bunch of little milestones that will be occurring while I'm journeying through the 250s. Um, but I have to say, there is no progress to report to make any of those milestones. Um, that's very unfortunate. And like anything else I say, it's also my fault. So let me tell you what's been going on. Maybe it'll be a warning sign, maybe it'll be life lessons. Maybe it's important to just do this little backsliding every now and again in an effort to redouble your efforts, to focusing on the goal that has been on your mind, in your heart, something you want to achieve. So, let me give you what I've been doing. So, we had the little hiccup 2 weeks ago when Halloween occurred. So, Halloween was kind of pretty much just a day to be a little bit hedonistic, a little bit gluttonous, a little just sitting around out front on the porch while the kids were coming, handing them the candy, talking to friends, and just having some booze, having some pizza, having some candy. So, yes, that was a true backslide, horrible day, but I wasn't too bad with it. Got over it. And then just a couple days later, I fixed it. And that's when I hit that last milestone of like 259.9. So just under, but enough to call it in the 250s. But since then, I'm trying to concentrate on this water retention program. I saw this holistic person that had told me that it looked like I was just holding into a lot of water within my skin. I don't know how she would see that, but I'm sure she would be used to that kind of thing. So she gave me a couple small little programs that might assist with getting rid of water retention and letting your body like desaturate and move forward. And I was doing that pretty religiously for like a week or so, but then all of a sudden we noticed that there's a lot of extra food in the fridge, so we want to use up our leftovers before something else happens. You start eating like that. And then you find the stash of the leftover candy we didn't give out for Halloween. You start picking in on that. And all of a sudden, hey, we're going to finish watching this show tonight. It's early. The kids are already in bed because they were tired. Oh, let me have another drink. And maybe I'll have like two that night. So these little things tend to have a cumulative effect on the body and your willpower sometimes. It's good to jump off the track once in a blue moon just to kind of like get back to what you had, as long as you know it's just a mini vacation and you're going to return and you have every planning of returning. But here, this ended up started changing what I was doing. All of a sudden, I wasn't on the plan at all. And I was having regular foods, and granted, they were tasty foods, for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But I kind of caught myself a little bit. I was like, listen, let's really get back into here. Even though I haven't had a salad in about a week and a half, I really want to get back into what's supposed to be happening here. Stay on the vegetables, stay on that kind of thing. So I jumped on the scale again recently. Actually, it was after the weekend, so it was this past Monday, yesterday. And one of the things I was expecting to see is just this horrible gain of like maybe 5 pounds or something like that. Something that would really blow the socks off my efforts. It would piss me off and I'd have to get forward. And one of the reasons I thought it was that bad wasn't just the cumulative effect of day by day. It was like this past weekend. So the missus of the house actually had a pretty busy social calendar. So Saturday, Sunday, I was here with the kids all day long, all night long. Took care of them, couldn't be out in the garage, couldn't be building things, couldn't be taking care of any project that I deemed necessary to get to next, which I like doing, A, because I love doing them, and B, due to the fact that while I'm doing them, I am not snacking, I'm not thinking of food, I'm just in the project and working to get to the next step and get it finished and be very happy about completing it. So I had none of that. So it wasn't too bad. I got to actually catch up on television this weekend, which, with so many shows out there, I mean, you never fully catch up. But I had a few I had started, but I never got around to, or whatever it might be. I wanted to watch them. So I literally went down the order. I was watching Star Wars Visions, and I had only about 2 or 3 episodes left. So I finished those up. Never got around to watching What If on Disney either. Got that whole season taken care of. Decent show. And then I realized I really hadn't watched the new season of Archer. So I sat down and I went through that whole thing too. So I was happy to kind of like enjoy television for a little bit and knock out some shows that I definitely wanted to get around to. Just don't know why I didn't finish watching it. But here's the sad part. If you're going to sit down and watch television, besides just being immobile and sitting down, which, while it felt good for my leg and my knee, it wasn't good for the overall body and digestion and what have you. But when you sit down and watch too much TV, you will snack. It will be a thing. You'll realize there's a flavor not in your mouth. You'll grab a drink, you'll grab a food, you'll grab a snack, and what have you. And that's what I was doing. And actually, as far as meals were concerned, I went to the exact opposite of what I was doing recently. Went back to what I was doing before. I had pizza like 2 days in a row. And the second day, which was Sunday, I actually made a bagel pizza. So I had that whole bagel on top of the pizza. Even though the pizza is on top of the bagel. And there were other snacks too, but it really was a revert to the old normal, which I'm trying to get away from. But it was just a lot. And as I was having it, I was kind of regretting it at the same time. There's some comedians that talk about this a lot too. It's, I think this one guy, I forget his name, was like, remember when McDonald's used to be fun? When you were a kid, your parents were like, hey, we're going to McDonald's. And you're like, that's fantastic. And you go, you get the toy, whatever else. McDonald's used to have a level of fun. Now, if you ever pick up McDonald's, you're practically regretting it before you're finished. And when you're done, you might be a little full and like, wow, why did I even do that? That was just, I could have done something so much better. So that's what I have for the weekend. So, Halloween candy, back to bad eating, had some alcohol, whatever. So I jumped on the scale. I was like, God, what the hell is this going to look like? I got a surprise. The scale only went up about 1.5 pounds. I went up more than that on Halloween. But it only raised about 1.5 pounds. Now, granted, I'm no longer in the 250s, but it was like 261.3. Now, I was pleasantly surprised to see that. But my mind was still trying to ponder of why the hell this might have happened. So, the only thing I can hypothesize about is the fact that it maybe my body has gotten used to eating less and eating the vegetables and whatnot, that it was starting to absorb some of the fat cells in the body and using that for energy, which is pretty much the only way you can get rid of fat. I mean, if you're exercising a lot, your body will draw from your fat and use that as power to get through the exercise, and thus you have less fat. I believe there is a discussion going on about there of whether when you gain fat, are you increasing the number of fat cells in your body, or are the current fat cells in your body swelling and getting larger? I don't know where that argument has come, like where people have decided on that one, but that is something out there. So I think that I was able to lose the first 20 pounds or so because I got into a better physical state of what my body's using for energy, and it absorbed some of the fat that I had already accumulated, and it was using that for energy. Now, I think when I go off the diet, so to speak, and start eating some bad things, the body's still used to using the fat cells for energy, that it might have somehow used what I put into the body more effectively and was able to flush out what it didn't need. It's possible my body was in a, hey, I don't need to store this any longer, so let this train of food just come on through the station because I got plenty in reserves in this warehouse over here, and this warehouse everywhere around here to utilize. So my bottom line is I got off the rails. The results of going off the rails have not been tragic. I think I'm lucky in that. I would not try to convince myself, oh, good, well, so you're off the rails. Let's have more fun, because off the rails seems to have a lot more options available to you. No. I have to now go back on course. Train's got to be on schedule again. So, starting today, I'll try to go back there, do my salads, do my vegetables, do everything to just reduce this water retention, and let's see if I can start making some of those milestones again during the 250s. Like I said, when I hit certain milestones and hit certain, hey, we did great kind of moments, you're going to know this. But for times like this, I want you to know that as well, because I'm human. This isn't my mission in life, it's just to lose weight. It's something I want to do. So I'm going to hit these snags as long as I can identify them and know that they're supposed to be temporary snags and keep working towards my ultimate goal. I think that being that honest is going to help me out, and it may even help you out. So I'm approaching 12 minutes right now. I'm surprised we're not really having much to say. I actually did it for this long, but in any event, enjoy the rest of your day. I hope to have some good news to share with you soon. Thank you.